Here we are doing something new. Let's worry about the consequences later. And shout out to my cousin, IHateCJ. He made the beat. Hope you're having a great day. I want to think about something with you. This thought comes from an article that I came across on the National Institute of Health's website. The title is New Experiences Enhance Learning by Resetting Key Brain Circuit. It was released Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. And it is about a study that was published in Nature about mice in spatial navigation learning. And the study showed that giving the mice new experiences improved their ability to navigate spaces. Now, let's de-strip that, let's make it metaphorical in theory and, humanize the thought real quick. We ourselves love patterns. We love them. Yeah, doing the same thing every day and stuff like that will make some people bored, but patterns make our lives easy. Our brains like patterns too. The more we think a certain way, the easier it becomes to think that way. The more we do a task, the easier that task becomes. Doing the same thing over and over again, repetition, makes those things that we repeat, easier. You can see it in weightlifting. The only way for you to challenge yourself is to, focus on going up in weight or changing your form or whatever. But the thing is that doing the same thing over and over again has some benefit, right? So, what about doing something new? As I said before, this article talks about how a new experience creates flexibility and adaptability. That's the word, adaptability. I hope that's the word. So, these new experiences, what makes or limits us as humans to shy away from them? Besides the obvious, lack of familiarity. That's a word too, I hope. Fear, anxiety, the unknown, not enough preparation, right? I don't know what's the outcome, right? Because right now, as humans, we know so much, or we can look it up, Google it, YouTube it. No one's done it before. I'm gonna have to do it on my own. Don't know where to start. It's kind of crazy. It's a new experience, so obviously it's unknown, but it's that fear of unknown that stops us, well, a lot of us as humans, from gaining that new experience. New experiences makes us more flexible, gives us more experiences to lean on to be adaptable in other experiences. And then back to this article, this experiment, it showed that these mice that were involved in this study, right? They used those new experiences and adapted their strategy to the old game that they were playing, the old strategy to the old course that they were doing. It's kind of crazy, right? You take this new thing, this new experience that is similar to the old thing that you were doing, and you bring it back, and you improve your outcome, or you improve your courses of actions. I think it's wild that majority of us as people collective, right? I'm not talking to you 5%ers out there, but majority of the collective of the human people shy away from new things. Oh, I'm not going to move out of my town. Oh, um, that project seems hard. I don't want to learn this new thing, right? Or, or which is more common than not, this is this new thing is hard. It's uncomfortable. I'm going to tap out and I'm going to go back to my old thing, right? And there's science behind why that old thing is so much easier to go through. You literally have to reprogram yourself to do this new thing. This new thing may cause you to have to put on new skills, create new skills, do some research, put in time, start over from square one, relearn how to walk and talk versus the old thing you were doing, right? You already know how to walk or talk. You may not be the fastest, may not be the best, but you're definitely a walker and a talker. And this new thing, well, you're scooting on the ground and nobody understands what you're saying, and it's frustrating. We all we all have the potential to master things that other humans have mastered. It's crazy, right? We all have the ability to learn and understand things that other humans have learned and understood. We all had the ability, in some way or form, to do the things, whether in a regress or progress version, that other humans are doing. Jumping off of planes, doing a front flip, walking a slack line across a canyon. Some way, some form, some version, we all had the ability to do. No, I'm not saying go out, study quantum mechanics and become an expert in string theory or figure out how to make a nuclear bomb in your basement. I'm not telling you to do that. Please don't. There are some things you don't have to do, right? But what I'm saying is we have the ability to do all these things. And the experience of doing just different things can all be tied back to the thing that you want to do, right? Gives you more perspective, gives you other ways to think, you know? Sometimes it's not about thinking outside of the box, it's about thinking from a different perspective in the box. Mm, that's a good thought. So, I'm not telling you or myself to do 1,000 new things, but that new thing, that new thing that is being desired to do, try it out. See what it's about. And if it's tough, it's hard, and that's the only thing about it. It's tough, it's hard to get used to doing this thing. That may not be a bad factor about it. It may not be a bad attribute about this new thing, this new experience. Could be a good factor. If this is bodily harm, it's causing emotional and physical distress, probably stop that immediately, right? But this new experience is forcing you to grow, and growth is uncomfortable. Maybe lean into it. Don't let it be your new main thing. Don't go out there and start roller skating and become the new roller skating pro unless that's like your life dream. But in the you know, the progressing of becoming this new roller skater pro, you forget about the things that brought you joy and happiness in your life. I'm telling you to try something new. Add that experience to your tool belt. Give yourself a new perspective. Look into a new world, and then come back to your old one. Figure out if it coincides. Now, if you like this new thing, this new experience, try to periodically add it to your current world. Add some adaptability to your brain, to your way of thinking, to who you are as a person. And don't be afraid to do it again. I think, one of the most realistic applications of this was I went cliff jumping one year. Without my parents, without people I knew, I was in a place, I met some people, I was on a hike, they told me about a waterfall, and when I got there, they were jumping off the cliff. And you know how to swim. I'm not afraid from jumping from heights. I'm not afraid from heights. But this was different. The whole experience was different. And I climbed up the rocks, got to the edge of the waterfall, saw this wee little thing just run off. No fear or a lot of adrenaline. Land in the water. Come up, breathe air, smile, and got ready to climb again. I did an inward look, trees around me, cleanest air I felt in a long time, and a rush of water. The only thought I had was, I hope I don't slip. And I leaped off, landed in the water, and I went deep. I'm pretty dense. Went deep down in the water, and I slowly came up, breathed the fresh air. And I just heard cheering all around me. Apparently, I was in that water deep for a long time. That cliff jumping experience changed my perspective on how hikes are, jumping in the water, meeting people in nature, and just thinking about doing new things in general. So let's intentionally take whatever bull you have by the horns and attempt to pull it down to the ground, bring it down to earth. And if you like taking that bull by the horns, do it again until it's no longer a bull and it's just another thing in your life. Thanks for listening to the Temporary Immortals podcast. The thoughts and opinions presented here are the thoughts and opinions of the host as an individual, and they do not represent an entity or entities. If you like the podcast and you appreciate your experience here, please feel free to like, comment, heart, download, share. Any form of support is highly welcome. Have an amazing day. We will talk to you next time.